Okay, go ahead.
So who
And
Who
I'll
does the
remind them about the call and they'll say, oh, I'm at a family dinner. I can't make it. On that same day, they tell me.
Yeah.
After
So
they
who
tell
is
me
it?
they'll.
You say that it's who does the kickoff? The coach?
It's another team. We can fill you in on that, definitely. I think
Okay.
that
Okay.
Julie, let's I think that's something good to bring up here, because we know that's a really important conversation to have before a client starts. Maybe
Huge.
we can
Number
see if
one.
other people are having that experience, because what I do is I give them the time and then I tell them after it's over, I schedule a 5-minute follow-up with them. So, if they don't get on and then we're on a follow-up, then I'll send them the one with the the 10-minute video, but pretty much they're getting on unless, they, I don't know, I'm not having that issue. So I'm curious if other people are having that issue.
I've had a couple not get on, so I've been surprised. And what I did this past Sunday was I had 3 people starting Monday. One is she's 84 and I decided I would just do her call by herself. But the other 2 don't know each other. They're from different worlds. I said, I'm doing a kickoff call. Hope you guys don't mind being on the same call. And we got on a kickoff call and I did an old school kickoff call for 30 minutes with both of them. And it was great. And I feel like they've gotten started on a better foot.
Let me ask you a question. Why was your personal kickoff call 30 minutes? That seems long.
Nope, my kickoff calls are always 30 minutes. When I
Even
go
though
down that white sheet, it's always 30 minutes.
But do you send them the white sheet and the 10-minute video to make sure that they watch that prior to getting on a call?
And then we go through every single thing and they take notes or whatever.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good that you combine those two. Terry, you had your hand up, honey. How are you having success, or what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I have. Now, Julie, do you get on the kickoff call with them?
Most of the time I have. I think
Yeah.
one time I didn't, but most of the time I do.
Yeah. I think I put in our leadership that I was looking for the video or the recording, because they say they record them all. I can't imagine they would record every single one of them, but they do have the actual recordings. They have 4 of them. And one it's the Elstrom team, the Relaford team, the LaValle team, and I can't remember. There was one more. So I just sent that recording and I was like, well, they're all our team. But that would be Elstrom, right, Joy?
No, I mean, they're all fabulous.
I
So
mean,
you're sending that, and so maybe that having them try to log on.
well, no, for example, Monday or Sunday night, I did have somebody that started on Monday, and she said she was going to get on, but she was out and didn't get home in time. So she started on her phone listening, and then she got cut off and got cut out and missed a portion of it. But she did, because in every single one of these kickoff calls, they tell you, text your coach right now, I'm committed, as they go through the commitments. And the only the few times I've had 3 texting me. I mean, I was on there. I made sure I was on there with them. And same thing, Julie, Joy, I always say, let's jump on a call just to make sure you're clear on everything. But I did send that because you were saying the 10-minute video, is that like the old Journey kickoff call that you're talking about?
Yeah. Okay.
I sent the actual one of the recordings. I think I
Did you
sent
get it from
Annika.
the coaching app?
No, I got it. It's in Team Unite.
Okay.
There's 4 recordings in Team Unite.
And they're the 30 minutes. So I think it's really about, and you probably did this, Julie, it's really about posturing. I mean, they've committed and made the investment in their health. It's posturing that it's really important for them to get on that call because it's really good, because they layer, you're on with a bunch of people. They really layer about living out loud. I mean, it's a really good call.
It is. I don't understand why you'd think you'd say, oh yes, I can come to the family dinner, but I can't be there till 6. I have a call at 5 o'clock or whatever. It's weird, and it's happened to me a couple times.
So did they just start without you, or what happened?
This one gal, Nancy, I just said that we haven't done a call together. The journey kickoff call is important. Oh, well, I'm doing a business trip this week, so I'm just going to start. But I can't, I'm really busy. And I felt like saying, find another coach, because I want to coach you correctly. But anyway, I just got on the phone with her. Finally, she answered the phone. I said, Nancy, what's going on? I said, I want to start you off on the right foot. And there's so much that we need to go over. And she said, well, let me get through this week. And I said, okay, then let's talk next Sunday. We'll do a kickoff call and you can start properly.
Okay, so she waited, then she's going to wait.
Basically, yes.
Okay, well, that's good, because you really emphasized the importance of it, and she was like all over the place. I think it's not going to be perfect, but I think the majority of people will get on, and you did a little troubleshooting there. It was perfect.
Yeah. Good.
Carolyn,
I'm glad nobody else is having that problem.
Carolyn, your hand was up, right? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, I may have just learned something from Terry. What I wanted to say is I love the Sunday kickoff. It was great, the slides, it's very informative, and I do love it. There are some people that have a family dinner or whatever already planned, that type of thing. So if there is what you're saying, Terry, there is a recording of the Sundays in Team Unite. Is that right?
There are recordings. I don't believe they record every single one.
I don't need everyone, but
right.
It was a good layout. It's just, I love the layout of
So
it.
can you grab one of those? Can you
Yeah,
grab it, Terry, and put them in Grit and Gratitude?
Yeah, I definitely will.
I'll check that out. And otherwise, on the coaching app, I did watch both the Journey Kickoff. That is a little bit newer. So definitely just take it from the coaching app, that there's a newer Journey Kickoff, pretty much the same, but either way, I send it to them, if they're not able to get on the Sunday. But even if they've started, I said, it is very good to go over it again if you wanted to jump on that. So anyway, thank you, Terry, because that was my question initially. Thanks.
Miss Debbie?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, so, Terry said they're in Team Unite, and I went and looked for them and found them under guides. But what I'll also say is, not everyone is gonna make that Sunday night call. Sometimes they can't. Sometimes you just have to do, like I had to do my own the other night. And I said, I love that kickoff call. I'm like, oh, takes the pressure off, right? Like, you guys do it. But, I did it and it was fine. But also sometimes people will start without talking to their coach. And I'm sure my coach was like, oh, find a new coach already. Because I totally started without doing a call. And Joy was like, Debbie, we're supposed to do a call. And I was like, what? I read the book. I'm fine. So, obviously we want them to do it, because I do. It's funny because even though I apparently didn't value it at the time, I value doing that with my clients. And I find, for me, I had to let go a little bit. Like, I feel like that's when I connect with my clients the most. Initially, after the health assessment, I feel like that's like the most time I'm probably going to end up giving them. So my calls are at least a half hour too. Sometimes. So again, don't do as I do, but I think, we don't have to get so excited that, they didn't get on the call. It's okay. Like, they'll be okay. Right.
Well, I
want them to, but they'll be okay.
I like what Julie did. If you have a lot of clients starting, if you're doing half hours, that takes a lot of time doing them together. That's great.
Right. That's why the Sunday night one is so good too. Like, if you had, it would have been better if they had done that. You could have but you still would have been on it, right? You're going to get on it with them anyway. So it's a half hour either way. Because the journey, it's a half hour, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think the one I was on was like 45 minutes.
It is. So Deb, didn't you I know I'm trying to encourage people to get on that call. I feel like my clients, I don't know, maybe I'm so wrong. When I do it one-on-one, I guess you're right. It is, we connect, they ask questions. It's a good interaction and exchange. And I almost feel like they're a little more successful when I do it that way, but I must be wrong.
you don't feel that after they do it, you get on afterwards. I do a follow-up with them because I want to make sure they take their pictures. I just want to have that connection. And I feel
Yeah.
like they did all the heavy lifting. And now
Yeah.
I get to come in and go, whoa, put the little cherry on the pie kind of thing.
And I wasn't doing that way. I was doing it the original way that we suggested, which was on their Monday night 5 or 10 minute call, ask them if they have any questions from yesterday's meeting. That's what I was doing.
Oh, no, I would get on right after. I would like it's a kickoff call right after the kickoff call. You know,
Yeah.
so for them, it is going to be maybe you do want to keep it brief because they've already been on a call, but you do want
Yeah.
to get on, make sure that, yeah, do you have any questions? And also, Julie, I think to your point, they don't know what they don't know, right?
Yeah.
So you know that you're connecting with your clients and you spend this great time with them and you're like, oh, I get this great connection with them, but they don't know that. So to be fair, like we're projecting that onto them that,
Yep, you're
you know,
right.
oh, they're going to have such a great connection if they talk with me. Guess what? You know, they're going to connect with, I've had to let go of that.
Yeah, it's a control thing.
It is a total control thing. I'm glad you said it, not me. And I know that about myself. I know
Yeah.
that about myself, you know, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh, control freak is coming out here. What do you mean somebody else is going to do it? You won't do it as good as me. Guess what? They did fine.
Well,
Yeah.
I'll be honest
You did a
with
pretty
you, I
good job.
love that because you love what you do and you love connecting with your clients, and that's perfect. But it kind of leads into what I wanted to chat about tonight. You know, this is, you know, I'm noticing, and I've been following some leaders that are not within our company, but other companies. And it's been so good to hear other voices, you know, that term thought leaders or whatever you want to call them. And, you know, during COVID, and some of you coaches are new, but, you know, during COVID, right? Like people were just home and they're ordering kits and they're signing up to coach and everyone was selling. And what's beautiful about our company is that we've always approached it not from yes, everyone's selling, but not from that point of view, right? Building relationships. We don't bomb people going, you know, buy from me, I want to hit a rank or anything like that. That's even more important today. And that's why I was talking about, are we giving client support, which I know we all are, but are we also serving our client? Because people are going to continue buying our program, but they're going to want value with it. Things are changing. I'm excited because I feel like it's going to level up our industry a lot, because people can't just throw something up there, not support them, have all these clients. I mean, I brought on 3 clients where they had coaches that didn't even call them and just they're gone. So we have the opportunity to really give them incredible support. So we have all these health ambassadors, you know, running around. So I really wanted to focus on that. And I'm so glad that all of, you know, Julie, you brought that up, and Terry, thank you. I had no idea if it was recorded. You know, that is such an important call. And it's hard because if you have a client that gets their kit on Tuesday, a lot of them don't want to wait. And I'm not going, if they don't want to wait till that next Monday, I'm not going to make them wait. So I love the idea of pulling that 30-minute, because I think that there's so much value in it, you know. So thank you for that. So I wanted to make sure that, is everyone aware that when we bring on a client, that we have 6 pre-text messages that we send out before their kit arrives?
I'm following the coaching.
Terry, yes, you do. I'm like, I'm calling Terry out. Yes, you do.
That's okay. No,
And
no,
one.
we're going to be honest here. We want to make sure these 6 pre-text messages happened during heavy COVID when our shipping was 3 weeks. We were like, what are we going to do? Clients come on and then we don't talk to them for a week. So we created 6 messages. One of them is the Stop Challenge Choose. One of them is Sandy's Kitchen. One of them is a checklist that Julie Barkley did, this beautiful checkoff list. So there's 6 pre that we send. And then by the time that comes, so I wanted to make sure that we are all doing that. And I'm wondering, so I'm trying to think of the best way. They are in Grit and Gratitude. I will pull them up. I will separate them and I will post in Grit and Gratitude. Terry, I'll tag you, honey. And so these are really good, because what's happening is is you're starting to build that relationship as soon as they purchase their kit. You're building that connection. So they're great little text messages. I just wanted to make sure those were getting done. I also, yes.
I'm sorry, before I lose that whole train of thought. So, because I know we've a few times changed our text messages and changed them again and changed them again. And yes, I do remember that, Debbie, that during COVID that we were sending those extra messages. But aren't they now also in the message, in the Coach app messages?
No, Compass
not.
Crew doesn't do any pre-text messages. We created that in our team. They have
Okay.
the day
Okay.
1 through 8.
Yeah.
But they don't.
But
they don't-
I do have a couple of messages that I do send, but not 6.
So
I'll
tag
just
you
have
on them.
to.
Yeah, they're great. They're
Okay.
great because it's just touching them before their kit gets there.
Yeah.
And it's great because like that, so I have a newer client that was on the Doctorate Conscious Leadership, and she messaged me. She goes, "Oh my God, I'm so glad you sent me the Stop Challenge Choose." So it really, it's just going above and beyond. And I think that's
now, do you send them 6 days in a row? Because I find, I mean, do you guys find that kits are coming fast? Like people are getting their orders like that now.
If they get it before the 6 days, then I just save them for like follow up when I'm like,
Okay.
Like that once a week when you're kind of touching them.
Okay.
We'll use them
Gotcha.
there. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, you have to kind of monitor when they're going to get their kit, but so I just, we have the 6 pre-tax, we have the 8. And I wanted to talk about support because I know we've gone back and forth, and now that we're aligned with Compass Crew, there are a couple little things that we're not doing exact. Okay, obviously is the 6 pre-tax. Also, if you're on Power Hour, they talk about posting 3 times a day. I think that's a lot. I think it's trying to come up with content. So I don't necessarily post 3 times a day, but I did want to address our celebration calls because everybody, we know, most people have careers. You have careers and you're either building a business maybe to leave a career, or you love your career. This is on the side, whatever the case may be, our time is valuable. I don't like the term nooks and crannies because that sounds like a little hobby. This is not a hobby. I mean, I looked at 2022 and I thought, I want to double my business. What do I need to do differently in 2022? And I learned a lot from 2022. My business is not a hobby. It is a full-on career. So what I wanted to really honor how valuable our time is. Okay. So with that being said, when we bring a client on, we were doing like a 2-week with our mentor. Because Compass Crew does such a good job of layering, like on day 8, the day 8 message states, please post on social media. My clients do it without me even asking. 2 of them just did it. So everything's aligned and it really helps it. So for that first week, we want to celebrate our clients between 8 and 10 days with your support coach. So for me, I bring Justin in. Debbie would bring me in. Terry, you'd bring Debbie in, and so forth. That's really important, that first 8 to 10 days, because your mentor coach is going to come on and really layer the referrals, layer coaching, have them add them to Living Life Abundantly. Doesn't mean they're going to sign up right there, but how we just posture it is, we just want you to be aware of our options, right? So that first call is really, really important, number 1. Then after that, then on that call, the coach that's coaching that client will set up their weekly 5-minute call to check in on their clients. Then you do 1 month with your mentor coach on a Zoom to check on that client. Hear my heart here. If the client is not integrated, if the client is not getting on calls, is not really following the program, you see them on Facebook, they're not really following it, you do not have to do a Zoom with your mentor coach. Okay, I really want to use that time. That's such valuable time for our clients that are integrated. Doesn't mean they're not being supported. That coach will follow up with them 5 minutes a week to check on them. But to schedule that monthly mentor call, please do it with people that are integrated. Now, use discernment here, but let's say, Terry, you have a client that's killing it and it's 2 weeks and you're like, geez, it's just 2 weeks and she's doing incredible. Reach out to Debbie and go, Debbie, I don't want to wait a month. Cindy's doing so well. Let's get on a Zoom and celebrate her. So you'll use discernment on this, but just to make it very clear that first 8 to 10 days with your mentor coach. And then after that 1 month, if they're integrated, they're still getting supported if they're not integrated, but to take that time with your mentor coach and your time to get on a Zoom with someone that's not getting on the Lifebook, that's not getting on the Monday calls, it's kind of doing 5-in-1-ish. We're going to save and use our time for those clients that are integrated. Does that make sense? Janetti, I was just reviewing what we were talking about earlier, honey.
Yes, and thank you. I'm so sorry. I thought they started at 7 my time.
Of
bad.
course, because it's just, yes, I know. It's all
I'm
good.
going through mail. I just found a Christmas card from Aunt Betty I never opened. I know. I'm trying to get my life together.
All right, no worries. This is recorded, honey. Okay. Does that make sense? I just really want to emphasize how important your time is, and we really want to use it really logically. And hear my heart here. If you're on Power Hour and they talk about when you're in the line, do the A to Z. Save your time for A to Z. If you can do 15 minutes in the morning, fantastic. You don't need to think about it the rest of the day. You can be doing other things that are high level. You could be in line at Starbucks and just smile at the person next to you. I don't want you to always have to be on this no matter where you're at. So that's just something that nooks and crannies is, I don't know, that there's certain things, ghosting and nooks and crannies, but something else I wanted to share. Okay. Did anyone have any questions on that? Did it make sense? Do you understand the value of that? Okay. So something that I did, they're really inexpensive, $4 at Target. I bought little cards and I ordered these really cool $5 vegetable stickers. Okay. I love a sticker. If I get a card in the mail that has a sticker on it, it's like so happy to me. So I'm like, what can I do for my clients where they can feel special? So I thought I'm going to send them, when I bring them on as a client, I'm going to send them a thank you card. If they're doing really, really well, I'm going to randomly send them a thank you card. So it's just, I was trying to think of, like I said, how do we become the Nordstrom of this industry? And because we are built on word of mouth. Oh, Wolfgang says hi. Hello. And so that's something I'm doing. We have a beautiful newsletter that I know Debbie and Jeanette have been, I think Carolyn, everyone's been sending, I just sent my first one today, first time in 6 years, never too late. It's quite fabulous. So that's another thing, building up your email list, guys. So when you bring on a client, you have to go into share into the back office, and maybe I'll do a little video and post it in Grit and Gratitude. It's really easy to do, and you enter in your clients. We want to start creating an email list. I'm going to start, not right now, but I'm going to start sharing content and helping us go into the email. That's a whole nother world that we're not touching, that's away from social media. I want to be able to create some context away from social media. So I'm doing a lot of stuff on the side regarding emailing. So I would suggest starting to kind of add your clients into the share. I'll do a video. I'm going to do a video on that. Really easy to do. And we have a beautiful newsletter you can send once a week. And it's so funny because I just went 6 months, right? I didn't want to send it to people I haven't spoken to in years. And I reached out to a bunch of them. I said, would you be interested in a newsletter? And I was like, let me know. Every one of them said, I would love it. It really surprised me. I thought they wouldn't respond. So people want it. I don't know if they'll open it, but they want it. So I think that's something that can also layer in that, higher serving our client. Let's see. Oh, so exciting. This past Sunday, we had more clients on than coaches on our Lifebook gathering. It was awesome. It was awesome. I am like, Terry, did you, who, oh, it was Shauna. Shauna hosted. It was phenomenal, you guys. I think Sunday can be challenging, but for some reason we had a lot more clients on. I've also been very intentional, and I wanted to share something with you, because when you have careers and you start bringing on a lot of clients, all the texting can seem overwhelming. This helps me. I don't know if it'll help you, but I wanted to share what I do. I have a paper calendar and I do have a digital calendar. Personally, I love my paper calendar. It is what it is. So I have an area in my house and I get up every day. If I'm driving my kiddos to school, if I'm driving my kiddos to school, I get up earlier and I come to my desk and I look at my calendar. Okay. I look at it. And so in the morning, I have carved out for 5 to 10 minutes who I'm sending text messages to, those daily text messages at the same time every day. It's really important, because if you have people starting at all different times, you start forgetting, or this has helped me. And the reason that I'm sharing this is because I created, I have that. And then Saturday morning, I sent a reminder for the life book, and I had 5 clients on Sunday. I think it was from my reminder. I write it in here, everything I write in here, but I make a point in the morning when I have my coffee. I know I talk to my clients about their coffee in the life book. I have my coffee. I do this in the back office. So just finding that time to make, so when you are bringing on all these different clients and maybe they're not all starting on Monday, just having that time in the morning, carving out 5 minutes for your text messaging. So I don't know if anybody's doing anything differently that's really helpful. I'd love for you to share. But sending out that life book reminder on Saturday, I think was really helpful. Let's see. I have a health assessment with a new coach at 6. So I'm going to lead. What I wanted to talk about was the accelerator. Is everyone familiar? It's been going on, but I didn't know if anyone really understood how it worked. The accelerator where you, okay. You know what? I can finish this. I am going to share did anyone have anything from what I spoke about? I feel like I'm going fast. Okay. Hold on a sec. I don't want to keep you guys on. Let me share. Okay. Let's have to go into my emails here. I'm going to do this really fast, and then I'll put it in Grit and Gratitude. Sorry, hold on. Here we go. Okay. Can you see that? Can you see that, guys? Okay. So what the accelerator is when you bring on a new coach, right? And so when the old way was if someone started on March 7th and went through April 7th, you had 30 days to get that senior coach bonus. It doesn't work this way now. So for example, let's say Julie, it's January 27th and you have a coach that's ready to go. And they don't have any clients yet, but they're really excited. I would suggest you wait till February 1st. Okay, because they would only have January's 27th through the 31st, they'd only have 4 days. Okay. So if you wait till February 1st, their first month starts that whole month. Now, if it's January 27th and you have a new coach and she's like, I'm so excited, I posted, I have 5 people interested, I'm really excited. I would bring her on in that month and do those health assessments. So it doesn't matter, it's only from the first to the last day of the month. Okay, so for example, you bring on a new coach, and the first month they bring on 6 new clients, full kit. They do suggest adding that 1 box. So it would be, a full kit and 1 extra box just to get to that number. I don't really understand the science behind it, but this is what they're doing. So, oh goodness. Okay, wait. So, so the first month is 6 clients. The second month is 5 clients. And the third month is 5 clients. You can take a screenshot of this. I'm going to also put it in Grit and Gratitude, and I'm going to explain it again. We can go over it again. The whole point of this, when you bring someone on, This is what's possible in 3 months, $4,623. That's if they hit ED by that third month, and now they have the rolling consistency bonus. Okay. It's pretty phenomenal. It's when I was really, Terry Miller really was digging into this, and I was like, geez, this is really good. So now granted, if it's so let's say you bring them on, and they only do they do it for 2 months. That's great. So it's just really showing them what's possible. I'm going to post this again in Grit and Gratitude. We can review it again. Maybe I'll do like a quick Zoom or something. But
This is helpful, Joy. This is very helpful.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Wonderful. I'm so sorry, guys. I do have to go. I have
Thank you.
a Zoom, but I hope that was helpful. You guys, if anything I said and your head's kind of spinning, just throw it in Grit and Gratitude out when I post, just throw the question there. All right. Okay. Thanks, guys. Have a good
Bye,
night.
everybody.
Bye.